Good morning. How are you this morning? It's good to be here, and just a few minutes of your time to chew another thing over, if that's okay. I wrote my job list last night as I finished yesterday, and it's a good habit for me to get into because if I write it all down, then I don't have to think about the next day. It will just turn up, and I know what I'm doing because I've started it the night before, really. So there is my job list. There's too much on it. I will not get it all done today, but I shall make a good stab at it. And the first thing on the top is to record this. So here we are. We can only take one step at a time, can't we? And if we start at the beginning, we might end up somewhere in the middle if we're really lucky. If I get to the end, it'll be a miracle. Hey, what to talk about? This is my 6th take of trying to talk to you this morning. The other takes took me down avenues that just got so pickled and difficult that I couldn't bear to share them, really. I just made a complete mess of it. It's a long time since I've had such a messy start to my day. And if you think that each of those that I did, I'd gone quite a long way in. So we're talking about 15 minutes or so of me whittering at a camera and not getting my message, not going where I wanted it to go. And so I've almost given up, to be honest, on what on earth I should be saying to you. I started the other 5 wanting to share a little bit from the Bible with you that I think I've shared before. The Pharisees are quizzing Jesus over which of the Jewish commandments and laws are the most important. They say to him, and this is in Matthew's Gospel, they say, "Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest?" And Jesus said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. And a second is like it. You shall love your neighbour as yourself." I'm not going to unpick and unpack that because that's what I tried to do the last 5 times and it got me in a pickle. Bottom line is, we must love God first and most. That's not a difficult thing to do. Maybe it is. When I was early in ministry, I was taught that there's a hierarchy of importance, as it were, and God is always at the top. We should always put God first. Second, we should always put our family. And third, we should put the church. And I think that's a pretty good way to live, actually. Very occasionally in our lives, the church takes precedence over family. But we recognise that and then we put the balance back and the family understand that and we talk it through and you know it'll be for very special reasons and very important times. So I don't worry that sometimes we get the balance wrong there because we recognise we've done it and we address it. I think the challenge in all of this is to love our neighbour as ourselves, because I think that we're very bad at loving ourselves. I think that sometimes comes from a place of hurt and brokenness and an inability to believe ourselves lovable. And I think sometimes it comes from a place of not believing that we should put ourselves first and that actually the right thing is to put everybody else first. But if we don't look after ourselves, if we don't know what it means to love ourselves, I don't think we can really understand what it means to love others properly and in the way that Christ intended. And I come across a lot of people who don't love themselves. And I come across a lot of people who are trying to live a good life and live a better life, but who really just need to stop and say, do you know what? I'm worth a bit more than I'm giving myself. I'm worth a bit more than others give me. And it's a hard thing to realise. So my challenge is, and it is a huge challenge, by all means love your neighbour as yourself. But please think about what that means. You have to love yourself. Do you? Can you? I'm going to leave it there, I think. That's a huge one. And quite enough. I didn't need to dig deep, did I? We just need to listen to the words and really, really hear them. You are loved. God loves you with a passion and unconditionally. And whatever it is that stops you loving yourself, God loves you. And perhaps that's worth holding on to. Unpick it a little bit. Come back to me if you need to, but you are loved. And I hope you have a good day today. And I hope you will be blessed. Take care. God bless. Lots of love. Bye bye.